The Presidential Commission on the Supreme Court of the United States, as we call the Court Packing Commission, issued their final report.
It was political expediency for Biden. That's what it was, and it's a joke.
There is no fixed number in the Constitution, so this court has had as few as 5, as many as 10. 9 seems to be a good number, and it's been that way for a long time. I have heard that there are some people on the Democratic side who would like to increase the number of judges. I think that was a bad idea when President Franklin Delano Roosevelt tried to pack the court.
I think that's why even on the left and some of the heroes of the left, they look to those who were there, and they don't agree with this idea that you do this for political purposes, which is what totally the issue would be here.
Yeah, I'll tell you what will politicize the court. Every president that comes in, Harry decides, I want another justice so I can tilt it in my favor. They also ignore, by the way, the fact that these institutions are supposed to not be political, except they're nominated by presidents, confirmed by senators, and they tend to fall along party lines in their decisions. You do have anomalies, but generally that's the way it is.
If you want to stink the court up, you'll add more justices and allow every president who comes in to put his political ideology on the court. Don't do that.
For instance, Biden adds 4, his successor adds 4, et cetera, et cetera. What we really then will need is a much larger Supreme Court, or the Supreme Court will have to divide itself up in panels, and then the question becomes, would such a decision retain any legitimacy or bind the rest of the court?
I mean, they open up their line, Jordan, in the thing saying we're taking no positions on any of these things, including adding justices, including the term limit thing, which, by the way, I think you've got to amend the Constitution to do that. It says they're appointed for life.
Their job is to interpret the law. They're not supposed to make direct political statements. They're not supposed to, have political involvement. It is why, and this is an example of this, during the State of the Union addresses, the justices are there. They're in their robes. They do not applaud in response to the president's address to the Congress. They will applaud if they're honoring a veteran in the gallery or something, but they don't applaud to the address itself because they're, by design, are not supposed to be political. What is not surprising, but it's always shocking to me, is the left is intent on making the court blatantly political in the name of, trying to denounce the politicization of the court.
On the one hand, I mean, they acknowledge, but not even as clearly as I think we would be honest about, which is that Congress could expand the court. And
Congress can.
And they wouldn't even want to go that far. Like, it's a pretty unequivocal. Well, it's not pretty unequivocal. I don't think there has to be a debate about does Congress have that power. The debate is whether or not it's right. And again, we've heard from scholars both left, right. There's not agreement on it. I mean, Congress wants to continue to politicize the court.
What prevents Congress from the next time saying we want 9?
No, nothing.
We want 3.
Right.
I mean, Congress has the authority to set the number. You fire the others. Well, no, they're lifetime appointees.
Why not?
You want to
We'll
create a constitutional crisis? There's a way to do it here.
One of the things that the Democrats sometimes are fortunate about is that they do not get what they are asking for, because I think this is a fairly unintelligent move by the Democrats.
Nearly 300 pages. You put together all these legal experts, and all they have come down to the conclusion is we have no solutions. We have no conclusions. It's just a back and forth, a pros and cons list, a very expensive pros and cons list.